Hi guys, Freddy here. Welcome back to the desktop for this week's Retro RPG, and this week I'd like to present this Rolemaster Standard Rules by Iron Crown Enterprises. Rolemaster came out in 1980, although this is the 1995 re-release of the rules. Rolemaster is a lot more like Dungeons & Dragons and other role-playing games like Earth Dawn or Shadowrun or Warhammer, because all of those other games detail the play world, and the rules are very specifically set up for that. Rolemaster, like Dungeons & Dragons, is a generic fantasy system for you to create your own world or use a pre-generated world with it. The big difference between Dungeons & Dragons and Rolemaster is a lot more rules heavy. For example, this massive tome is the basic rules. If we flip over to the back, we can see the Rolemaster Standard System contains 4 parts: the standard rules, so this book, arms lore, spell lore, and games master lore. So you've got 4 books rather than Dungeons & Dragons' sort of core 3. And none of those really detail anything like monsters. There's not pages and pages of art like there were with Dungeons & Dragons. Just to show the overload of stuff you get, the spell lore system contains over 2,000 spells. But let's start going through it a little. Let's read the back cover. So, the Rolemaster Standard System is a detailed, state-of-the-art fantasy roleplay system that adds realism and depth to your campaign without sacrificing playability. The Rolemaster Standard Rules are the cornerstone of this system, and provide all the rules and guidelines you need to play it in one of the most realistic fantasy roleplay systems available. I'll notice that they never actually detail fantasy roleplay. I'm doing the standard translation for you. Experience the ultimate in fantasy roleplaying, Rolemaster. The standard rules provide a wide choice of character creation choices, 20 professions, 16 cultures and races, 36 training packages, spy, lawmaster, diplomat, scout, etc. Material for unique character backgrounds, including a wide variety of background options, a comprehensive system of talents and flaws, and a system of role traits, which is something Dungeons & Dragons doesn't have. You get your feats and all that, but you don't really get to detail your background beyond just a few key things. A system of temporary and potential stats determined use both assigned and random elements. A skill development system that allows a character to develop ability and skills without absolute restrictions. Each skill is grouped with similar skills in a skill category. In addition to developing individual skills, each skill category can be developed, improving all of the skills in that category. So that makes a lot of sense. If you're good with a bow, you might have some natural talent with the crossbow, rather than being completely different skills. Complete consolidated guidelines for resolving actions, moving maneuvers, static maneuvers, a table for each skill category. We're going to come back to this table for every skill category because there's a table for everything in Rolemaster. Extraordinary spellcasting attempts and attacks, melee, missile, and spell. Action sequencing based on how fast a character attempts to perform an action as a snap action, quick with a penalty, a normal action, or as a deliberate action, slow with a bonus. The other thing I must draw attention to is the punch holes, because they know you're going to be flipping through these rules so much, especially in a softback edition, that you're going to want to put these in a folder. You're going to want to rip the rulebook apart and put it in a folder. Now, if we go to the character sheet first of all, if I can find it at the back here, lots and lots of things to print out. But there should be a character sheet, surely. There we go, character's record sheet, as I bend the page a bit. So you've got experience points and level as standard, character name, race, profession, training packages, realm, armor type, MMP, weight penalty, missile penalty, quickness penalty. There's a lot on here, isn't there? Resistance rolls. So rather than just having your 3 different types of resistance in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, you've got all of these. Race stat fixed info, role traits, background information, including your children, your stats, skills, attacks, items, hits, exhaustion points, and power points. There's a lot on there. Then we've got skill category record sheets and others. If we go into the rules themselves though, There's a lot of pictures of Rolemaster books and other Iron Crown ones. The printing at the time, because this was mid-90s, wasn't great. So these pictures, black and white pictures of colour covers, just look very grainy and horrible. If you imagine putting them into a really low quality scanner these days. But the artwork itself is pretty nice. The layout's really good. We have a detailed index at the back. But really this is just rules. I can go through lots and lots of stuff here. Realm of Mentalism, Essence, Arms. So you can choose to be Fighter, Thief, Rogue, Warrior, Monk, Layman. Or Mentalist, Lay Healer, Illusionist, Magician. What else we got? Realm of Challenging, so Cleric and Animist. Combinations of two realms, so you can be Healer, Mystic, Sorcerer. Combination of arms and a Realm of Power, so Rangers, Paladins, Monks, Dabblers, Bards, Magents. We're on to the stats. These are all going to be fairly standard. I don't want to dwell on them. But I just want to draw attention to how much rules there are here. We get onto the skills, and there's the success tables here for every skill. More and more body development tables. Oh, we're on to more skills. I'm flipping through pages here. Just so much to read and look up. These aren't rules like Dungeons & Dragons. You're going to lay on the table. You're going to be able to know the rules yourself. You're not going to have to reference much, maybe once or twice a session. But with Rolemaster, you're going to be looking up the rule books every time the dice are rolled, pretty much. It's very, very difficult to remember where stuff is, never mind into the actual rules themselves. There's just so much here. Great Orcs, Dwarves, Woodsmen. But it's a big, crunchy system. But although I've got a pile of Rolemaster books I could go through, I actually wanted to draw attention to Arms Law. It's one of the core books, as mentioned on the back. But just it shows off Rolemaster's massive table-based system. There you go. Club, attack table. Dagger, attack table. Now, it does have these nice critical strike tables where you roll on them and you can get details, if I can see any. Strike through both of the foe's lungs. Foe drops and passes out. He dies 6 rounds later. Strike foe in weapon arm. The bone is broken. Arm is useless. Lovely critical hits. But the cost of those lovely critical hit tables are these monstrosities. The text here is so small I can't even read it at the moment. Oh, I really can't focus on that while I'm filming. The text is so small and there's so much information. And that's Rolemaster. There's just so many tables. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Rolemaster, the game where you've got to be an absolute statistical genius to be able to run it. I know I've probably not done the game credit. There is a lot to get into here. Again, all the rules come as pre-punched, so you can stick them all in your big binder and sort through them. But that is Rolemaster. It's way too detailed a system to be useful, although many people swear by it. Lots of people liked this back in the day. But it's not for me. I much prefer rules light systems. That's why I am so back into D6 at the moment, because throw some dice, make a decision, I've games mastered. But this, roll some dice, look up 20 tables, do some background reading, go away for a week in the library, make a decision, carry on with your game. It's not for me. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing at all. But most of all, look after yourselves. And I'll catch you later. Bye.